You're gonna get fired. We're gonna be in so much trouble.
Yes, I want the Maserati. Yes, I won the Academy Award. I wanted it when I was 12, and I still want it to this day.
Now, there is always a script girl there. So somebody does, she's paid to circle the words. And sometimes I would just say, there was only one time, it's a very short little story, but for Breaking Bad, Vince Gilligan likes to write. And he likes to write long speeches. And he liked my old Joe character so much that as a gift to me, he wrote an entire monologue. A page, one full page. And he didn't tell me. It was just when I showed up. So because I have a dyslexia, so I have to learn lines. Yeah, I'm dyslexic. So I have to get the script about a week before everybody else. And then that gives me enough time to read it. But I don't get it like that. That's why I liked improvising. I didn't have to memorize anything. It would just come on. It would just flow off the top of my head. Yeah. So he wrote, and then he didn't tell me. And when I got to the set, it was just on my script. They just handed me a script. What is this? Oh, Vince liked you, so he had one of the writers write you a monologue. No, I mean, I just lost it, man. No, you don't understand. No, I mean, I lost it to the point where the AD who had handed me the script, and I said, wait a minute. And what is this? He said, oh, Vince wrote you, had the guys. No. I lost it so much that he had to leave. He said, hey, man, I got to get back. He didn't want to be there. He didn't want to answer any. Well, why? He split. So I tried to memorize it and I couldn't, but I wanted to do the part so badly that I didn't cop to it. I didn't say to anybody that I couldn't memorize these lines. I didn't say. So I said, how long do I have? And he said, 2 hours. I said, okay. And I tried to memorize it and I couldn't. So and then finally when the 2 hours were up, I said, so I go to the set and the director says, it wasn't Vince. The director said, are you ready, Larry? Which he says to everybody, are you ready to go? Okay. And I go, yeah. He says, you want to talk about anything? No, let's just do it. So I was just acting normal, like there's nothing. And he said, okay. And he was going to shoot the monologue. And he says, I said, I figured out how to shoot this because I was trying to save my ass. Yeah. I said to him, I figured out how to shoot this. And he got kind of insulted. He goes, you figured out how to shoot this, Larry? And I go, yeah, because I wasn't thinking. So I said, yeah, I did. Because I'm trying to save my own ass. I'm not thinking about, he's the director. Yeah. So I say, so he goes, oh, I'd like to hear this. Yeah. Oh, how would you direct this, Larry? You know when they're saying your name, it's not good. It's just not good. It's not good. So he goes, oh, what is it? And I go, well, why don't we just break it up, see? So I talked and you cut to him, then I talked and then you cut to him. It was the Winnebago scene where the cop was outside and Brian and Aaron were inside. And so they could cut inside and outside, then to me. So maybe I figured, hopefully I could memorize in sections, maybe. Right. So he listened to me and then he goes, yeah, that's a good idea. But we're gonna shoot it in one take. We're gonna just walk and talk. You're gonna get down there about 100 feet down there. This was in the junkyard. You get down about 100 feet about from the Winnebago. The Winnebago's right over here. Camera's right over here. So then just walk towards the camera and just say the whole monologue and end it as you get to the camera. And there was a limo right here. There was a limo parked by the camera. Then he said, because we were out in the desert shooting Breaking Bad. And in this junkyard and the limo's there. And he says, and when you get to the camera, we'll yell cut, you're finished, hop in a limo, and it's going to take you to production company, which was a 45 minutes away, because we were in the middle of the desert. And you're all through. How about that? So I go, okay. You know, okay. She said, anything wrong? No, nothing's wrong. So I get 100 feet down. He says, you ready? I go, yeah. He says, okay, action. And I just improvised it. I just made it up. Now, I had for 2 hours read the screen, read the part. So all these images, and it was legalese. It was a legal brief, basically, of legal terms and laws that will keep the detective from going inside a Winnebago, which was on my property, and he didn't have a search warrant. So I had to legally, for a page, give him the legal reasons why he couldn't do that. So okay, fine. He said, are you ready? I said, okay. So I started to walk and talk. And because his memory of improvisation was in my head, I tried to keep a flow. Yeah. So as I'm going, I didn't hesitate and I didn't say or That was the only thing that I had in my mind not to do. Don't stutter, don't stop. Just keep talking, even if you have to slow it down a little, but keep the legalese going. And I keep on going, and finally I go, and I get there at the end, and he yells, cut. And I go, okay, now I'm going to be fired. And he goes, okay, let's just do it again just for insurance. And I didn't say anything, but I was shocked, man. And I go, holy cow, I memorized that entire thing. Thank God for improvisation. No, I didn't. I'll tell you what happened in a bit. But meanwhile, I had thought I had memorized. And there was something going on in his mind. He says, just go back there. Let's do it again. Anyways, it's just totally cool and calm and clear. Let's do it again. Like I had been in things many times before. Get back there, go back there. And I said, well, now I can't fail. It's in the can. I got it. So I can even stutter if I want to, but I'm not going to. I won't do it the same, but he's got it in the can. I don't have to worry. I get back. He says, you ready, Larry? And I go, yeah. Now I'm jaunty jolly. And he goes, okay. And then the script girl. Remember the script girl?
Oh, boy.
She goes, just a second. And she starts walking towards me. That's not a good sign.
No.
When the script girl is walking towards you, it means that you forgot something or left something out. So I'm still cool. I mean, okay, if I left something out, I'll just pick that up. I can remember one line if I left one line out, or if a word, I can remember that, and I'll just fit it in somewhere. So she comes up to me, and Mr. Casual, I got this. I go, oh, okay. What did I forget? Like I forgot one line. So she shows me the script. Every fucking word is circled. Every word is circled. I have never, in 20 years of being an actor, ever seen a book like that. And I say, and I was stunned. And because I thought I had, I'm home free. And I go like that, and I go, well, but I got the gist of it, right? And she says, the director wants you to say it as written. So I'm back to square one. I'm back to like 3 years back. And I go, I want to talk to Vince. That was my backup. I want to talk to Vince. And she said, Vince isn't here. Okay, I want to talk to the writer. The director wrote this.
Oh, boy.
And then the director yells, anything wrong, Larry? And he knew exactly what was wrong. So now he's just watching me stew. And he's getting off on it. Anything wrong, Larry? No, there's nothing wrong, no. He says, you want to continue? What are we doing? Let's go. I said, all right, let's just do it. You want to do it? I go, yeah. He said, okay. All right. And then he starts walking towards me. And I say, no, two people walking towards you is really bad. So he walks all the way up to me, and we're just waiting silently. He gets up to me, and then the cameraman, the cinematographer, yells, don't you want to stand near the camera, Jake? And Jake yells, "No, I'm going to walk with my actor." And he's got the book. And I go, "Oh, no. He's not. This is like kindergarten. He's going to walk with me. I can't take this. I want to go home. I want to be fired." I really, I was just like, I don't want this to happen. And he says, "Do you mind if I walk with you, Larry?" Again, Larry, no, don't forget my name. Just forget my name. And I go, "No, I don't care." I mean, I would just, I had fired myself. This was now stupid. Why don't you just fire me and let me go instead of making me walk through this? I was just totally embarrassed. He says, "No, I'm going to walk with you. Let's go." And he's got the book with him. And he yells to the camera, "Ready? I get rolling and action, Larry." And I'm walking and I'm just doing the same thing I did before, making it up, whatever. Just don't and and I get to the end and I see he's standing right by me. He had called to the camera saying, "Where am I out of frame?" And the frame was right here, right here. So he stood, right there, just out of frame. So he's that close to me, so I can see him as I'm walking. And he's keeping up with me. And he's got his head buried in the book. And I'm just going and walking and walking. And I get to the end and he yells, "Cut." And he says, "Okay, Larry, dismissed. Everybody, Larry's dismissed. Good job, Larry. Thank you very much." And I get in the car. Door opens. I get in the car and I zoom away. And I don't know what the fuck just happened. I have no idea. And nobody would say anything, and nobody now knew I was gone. They were back there and I'm going to the production company. I had to wait 2 weeks. I called the production company to see when it's going to show. I wanted to see the episode because I wanted to see what happened. So I told my friends to watch it because I was going to give them a quiz afterwards to watch that show. So they did. They watched it. And about 2 weeks later, I watched it. And I said to them, What did you see?" And he said, "Well, you were walking and talking with that legal speech, and Aaron and Brian and Aaron were in the Winnebago, and you were keeping the cop from going inside." I said, "No, that's not. What did you see? That's what you thought you see, but what did you see?" You were walking and talking, and you were talking to the cop, and they were inside. And you were telling the cop to stay out. No, that's not what you saw. Well, what did I see then? What you saw was this. You saw me start with my first line, which I had memorized.
You
I
read
didn't
the first
know my
line.
first line. You saw me start with my first line, and after my first line, you cut to the cop, and you heard my voiceover, and then you cut inside to the Winnebago, and to him, and then you cut back to the cop, and you cut back to me for one more line, and then you cut, and then what you saw was exactly 9 seconds of Larry Hankin, and the rest was voiceover, the cop, Aaron, and Brian. That's what you saw. They took both my improvs. And that's what the director knew from the second line I said. He doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about, but it's all legal. So he edited together the best sayings of both improvs, put it as a line, and then whenever I said something either interesting or right, he cut to my face. It takes exactly 2 to 3 seconds for me to get one line out, and they cut to me 3 times. 3, 6, 9 seconds. And the rest was them, and you would never know it. And I asked all my friends, and they said, "No, you're walking and talking." No, I wasn't. I was just walking and talking for 3 seconds at a time. Yeah. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And it worked. And Vince never said, nobody ever said anything. And I was in El Camino.
Yeah.
And he gave me a big speech in El Camino. Same thing happened. And this time he just said, "Larry, take a break and get your lines memorized. Everybody take 10 minutes while Larry memorizes his lines." So I went off 10 minutes. I memorized the lines. I came back. They shot it. And they said, Great. Okay. Thank you, Larry. Goodbye. But I think that's the only time that ever happened where, I went up on my lines. But that's why I'm not in that law thing that Vince Gilligan is doing. What is it?
Better Call Saul.
Better Call Saul. That's why I'm not in Better Call Saul.
Right.
He uses all the people from
Yeah, I was gonna
Breaking Bad.
ask.
And a lot of people ask me, why aren't you in Better Call Saul? Because he likes to write big speeches and he knows I can't memorize them, or he can't get them to me in time.
Right.
It-
Yeah.
So that's cool. I was in, 2 Breaking Bads and El Camino. It's fine. I worked with Vince Gilligan.
Yeah.
And then, and after that, by the way, after that, I retired.
After El Camino.
Breaking Bad, he called me for El Camino. That was after I had been retired. I came out of retirement to do Breaking Bad. But now I just work, and if I can't memorize the lines, I just turn down the part.